This is a traditional dimension sheet used by quantity surveyors during the manual or traditional takeoff process. Students are advised to become proficient in the use of manual takeoff processes before progressing to working with computer-aided takeoff packages. With the initial glance, we notice that the page consists of numerous vertical columns and that the sheet has a near symmetry, as shown here. At the top of the page is a space for the surveyor to input the project or the exercise title. To the right of this, there is an area to input page numbers. Starting at the left-hand side of the page, we notice the first column. This is known as the binding column. No text or figures are entered here at any time. This area allows for binding of the finished document. The next column is the timesing column. This column is used when multiplying figures. It is only used when there is more than one of a particular item. Next we have the dimension column. Here we enter actual dimensions as scaled or taken direct from the drawings. There may be 1, 2 or 3 lines of dimensions in an item depending on whether it is linear, square or cubic. We now move on to the squaring column, in which area, length or volume obtained by multiplying the figures in the timesing and squaring columns are recorded, ready for transfer to the abstract or to the bill itself. The final and largest column is the description column, in which the description of each item is entered. The right-hand side of the column is frequently used to accommodate preliminary calculation, commonly referred to as waste calculations. The left-hand side is used for signposting or annotating of calculations. We usually work on the left-hand side of the sheet first and go from top to bottom. When complete, we move on to the second side and also work from top to bottom. This is an example of how dimensions are inputted. At the top of the page we see that there are 10 number chairs. The 10 is put into the dimension column. In this particular instance, we do not work to any decimal places. This is usually when there is a number or an item. Next we see a superficial measurement showing a 2 meter by 2 meter area. Here we work to 2 decimal places. Below this again we see a cubic measurement, 2 meters by 2 meters by 2 meters. This also is in the dimension column, and in the squaring column we have the total. In relation to commencing takeoff itself, we have an example of excavation for foundation trenches. This example is compiled using the ARM, the Agreed Rules of Measurement. We can see in the description column the depth of the foundation trenches. The reference D22394 refers to the ARM, D being the work section, 22 being the page number, 3 being the category 1, 9 being category 2, and 4 being category 3. The meters cube is described within the unit of measurement on page 22 of the ARM, and we have our waste calculation in the description column, working out the length of the trenches plus the overhang on both sides of the trench of the foundation. We then in the dimensions column have the overall length by the width of the foundations by the depth of the foundations.